Hey folks, this is Kalani. With raids not available for a few weeks after launch, we have a bit of time to get in as good a position as possible before the doors open. That means getting your item level as high as possible so we have the best chance going up against these brand new bosses. To do that, I'm going to give you a basic overview of your gearing progression. To start with, you'll want to level yourself up to 110 and complete all of your dungeon quests. After that, you want to head into Suramar until you have enough reputation to unlock world quests. Bear in mind you're going to need to have quite a bit of rep with other factions too, which you should already have if you didn't skip quests while leveling, so don't skip quests. All of this together will get you a few bits and pieces to get your item level in the high 700s at the very least. Our goal is going to be 840 and above, a very good starting point going into normal raids. To go higher, we've got a few initial paths. World quests that reward gear will start at 805 item level and scale with your own item level, meaning the higher your item level, the better gear world quests will drop. These are a good start to get your item level above 800 and are going to be very important later. Crafted gear is also another way to get up your item level easily, as crafted pieces start at 815 and can be upgraded to 850, which is the max eye level available before the raids open. This means you could gear up just from crafted gear if you really wanted to. It's just going to cost you a lot of materials and time. To upgrade your crafted gear, you'll need Obliterum. Now you'll need to complete the quest line that starts in Dalaran by the Burning Crate, all the way through to completing and building your Obliterum Forge. From there you'll need to destroy items to obtain Obliterum Ash, and 100 Ash makes 1 Obliterum. You'll need 2 Blood of Sargeras for each Obliterum you use to upgrade gear. 1 upgrade is 5 item levels, meaning you'll need 7 upgrades total for every piece of crafted gear you want at 850. That's a lot of work, but the base crafted items are still very useful. The first item level milestone is 810, that's when you can queue for random heroic dungeons. To get there you can use a mix of world quests, normal dungeons, crafted gear and any questing gear that's high enough. After that you're in for quite a bit of farming in heroic, where you can get 825 gear. While farming heroic dungeons, make sure to keep up with world quests. As I mentioned earlier, they're going to scale with your item level. Every gear reward from world quests is almost guaranteed to be an upgrade while you're still below 840 item level. If any world quest yields a particularly awesome item, it may be a good idea to get your item level as high as possible before completing it, providing you don't let the quest expire. World quests can last a few days, all the way down to just a few hours. Make sure you check your map as often as possible so you don't miss anything cool. You also want to make sure you're finishing the daily emissary quests. Among a bunch of other very useful rewards will be gear pieces also tailored to your item level. After you're geared up from heroics, we'll have 3 weeks of Mythic Dungeon lockouts available. Mythic Dungeons drop 840 gear and are going to supply a lot of your best pieces if you're not upgrading a lot of crafted gear. They're going to be pretty tough to start out, so make sure you're well prepared. You also can't queue for them, and you will need to form actual groups. If you don't have a solid guild or a group of friends, mythics might be a little difficult, but definitely worth the effort if you're planning to head straight into raids. It's worth noting that pretty much every source of gear can now be Titan forged, increasing its item level in increments of 5 up to a cap. The cap on all gear before raids open is set at 850, so don't expect anything higher until the Emerald Nightmare unlocks. After that it can get a little crazy. We've seen up to plus 75 on the beta for a Titan Forged item, but we'll see how things go now we're on live. What this does mean is that you can get 850 gear from pretty much any source if you get lucky enough. Another source of reliable high item level gear comes from the Legion world bosses. There's a huge list of world bosses, but only 3 will become active or available at any one time. I'm not sure when we'll first see world bosses, but they usually drop 860 loot. Before the raids open, that's guaranteed to be down at 850 due to the item level cap, but obviously that's only if we see them before raids open. Looking out for any world bosses is a good idea, especially if they come up as the epic world quests, because that could be a really tasty double whammy. The last place you can look for gear is actually in your class hall. You'll each have a class hall set, one that can scale up quite high. The problem is the requirements to unlock each individual piece varies quite wildly, so your best bet is to either make a note of which items you want to go for, whether that be the one that requires you to kill all Legion dungeon end bosses, or the one which requires you to get revered with 2 factions, and pick them up when you complete the requirement. If that's too much work, you can just check back now and then and see if you can buy another piece of gear from your set from just playing the game. You can upgrade these sets, but I personally wouldn't recommend it as it takes a lot of order hall resources and you'll already have way too many places you need to be spending those. You can also get better gear pretty easily from the methods we've already talked about. So that's it. The worst part is probably getting to 8-10, but by using crafted gear, running normal dungeons and hoping for some awesome world quest rewards, you should be getting there without too much trouble. Heroic farming into Mythic Dungeon should set you up very quickly for the Emerald Nightmare, which releases on September 20th. If you pay a lot of attention to crafted gear, you can even rock a crazy 850 item level before the raid opens. So if you have any questions or queries, please leave them in the comment section below and I'll try to get back to you. Remember to leave a like just below the video before you leave, and if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. But apart from that, thanks for watching folks, good luck and have fun, and as always, I will see you next time.